Howdy, all Multiclass Lives. I think it's time to play a little Minecraft. Oh, look, little baby. Ooh. Nagi did. Oh man, I've got 35 levels. 35 levels. I needed 30 to get my fortune pick made, which is what I was working on last episode. Although I have been off the game, so I'm not sure. I think it'll probably reset that. Oh, I still got that on me. So I put my pick in here. Oh, still fortune 3. Alright. Okay. Now, do I want a fortune 3 iron pick? No. But do I want to get the most out of my diamonds? Yes. So obviously we got to do up the diamonds. Alright, not bad. Cover 2 diamonds per. But I do have that nether pick. And so I do want to probably... Ugh, I hate doing this, but I think I'm going to work on some... I've got a Fortune 1 book in here. Some books. I hate doing books, man. I like to just shove a pick in and see what happens. Actually, maybe we'll do that. We'll shove the another right pick in there. Wherever I hit it here. We'll see what happens. I should probably look for my books though while I'm in here. Books. There they are. 47 books. We'll take my little netherite pick. I really need to get mending. I should probably think about doing some uh, efficiency. Efficiency 4. The question is what's going to happen with it? Like, efficiency 4 is pretty good to start with because I'm going to want good efficiency on it, but I don't want silk touch on it necessarily. Let's risk it. Unbreaking. Oh, dang it. Oh, so got me a big fancy netherite silk touch pick. That's fine, I guess. I know you can scrub it off there. What I'm thinking though is, I've never done I've never done like the villager trading stuff. So maybe I ought to get some villagers back here to do trading with, or make. Look, you don't think that's nighttime? I feel like that's nighttime. I'll wait. I'll wait for that one pixel to go away on the clock. And boom. I don't know if I should, like, I know you can, like, lead them in the nether, like, with a train and stuff. Or should I just, like, I've got pretty good food here. Let's leave this netherite. No, let's take it with us. Whatever. Whatever. Let's leave the diamonds behind, though. That netherite pick is more of a hoo-hoo, less of a, uh, you know, it's a nice little bonus, but I don't know that it helps me out all that much. Um, yeah, I don't really do a whole lot with villagers, so I think there's a village on the other side of this mountain, actually. I got one torch on me. I was gonna say maybe I'll just drill my way through the mountain here. Oh, and and we'll try that. But I do have plenty of sticks. Oh, look at that. That's like a full stack of torches right there. All right. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what's been really going down here. We've been playing a lot of modded Minecraft as a family. Um, uh, Started playing Doom 2016 for fun. We wrapped up. Well, the my streaming group wrapped up Space Engineers abruptly, and I so we are gonna switch over to this other game called oh shoot, Deep Rock Galactic or something like that. Um, so that starts tomorrow, Monday, tonight, I guess, if I put my video out tomorrow. Uh, and yeah, yeah, the Space Engineers. I was enjoying it, and the other guy, Fit, was enjoying it, but Fret, whose stream we play on, was not enjoying it. So we're gonna quit that. Although I feel like maybe if some more effort had gone into playing the game. Oh no. Well, I didn't realize my poor iron pick was just a goner. I guess a good thing I decided to bring this. Also, how far is it through this mountain, man? Oof. Um, but you do a bunch of standing around. Games get boring. I'm doing the same thing. To be fair, on Factorio, I feel like I wish we'd quit that game too, because it's so boring to me. It doesn't play well over the network for me, and so it's like stuttery, and there'll be times where I can't move at all, and I just have to sit there and do nothing for several minutes, waiting for waiting for the network to finally start letting me play again. You know what? I need to mark this so that I know where this is at. So I'm going to leave a little trail of torches through here. Um, but yeah, that's a game that's like, I think one of the big issues is that it's it's very resource intensive, and so um, not computer resources, but in the game, it uses everything just sucks up all the resources, like thousands and thousands of items. But the idea is that you set up like this automated factory in the overworld of like conveyor belts and robot arms and stuff. And man, I really thought there was a village just the other side of this mountain here. I don't see it at all. And So, I'm going to head back to this mountain a little bit here. I used to have maps of all this area, but maps got broken. I should have brought a map with me. That'd have been smart. I didn't do it though. But yeah, so you got like we start the game and we're looking at the map and there's three of us and there's like visible on the map one iron patch, one copper patch, one stone patch, one coal patch. Oh, there's a. Did I not just see a village? I hallucinated a village. I thought I saw the roof of a village, and I did not. Okay. I'm gonna go back over this way then. Oop, I've been here. I see an egg. I see another egg. I see another egg. A lot of eggs here. I actually have a portal around here somewhere. Should have taken that portal through here. Could have just started over here. What is that? That's a tree. And so you can't like build your own base, and so when there's the huge detailed research tree and you can only research one thing at a time in the game, and so you can't research your own thing, and so you're just sitting there waiting for the research to go through. And then like this week while we were playing, I swiped control of the research because they were just going through the research in order, and I'm like, there are things we could be using now. Uh, and you're researching things that we don't use. So I don't care that it's going to cost more research to research this because eventually you're going to research it anyways. And, mining production 3 is going to be bigger help to us than logistics slot for your guy when we don't ever use the logistics slots on our characters. So I should though. That'd be smart. I think I might set that up next time we play. Because now that I have the robots going, I could logistic in some supplies. Weird. I can't find a village. I swear there was a village out here. I swear it. I don't see it though. I'll go out this way. We finished our D&D campaign this week, so I'll be starting a new one, I think, potentially this Wednesday. Not that it gets recorded or anything, but I'd like to talk about it. It was all right. No, that's not true. I hated it. I think it is the worst of the campaigns I have looked at. Absolute the worst. And I get the idea behind what they do, but I don't think it's implemented well, and so it leads to terrible experiences for people in groups like mine. And that is the idea that you pay for an adventure from Wizards of the Coast, who makes D&D, and that adventure is not a complete adventure. Instead, it is a starting point, an ending point, some stuff you can do in the middle, and a general setting for what's going on, and information on the areas around it. There's my portal, like I said. And so, whoops. And so, in the hands of a DM who likes to... Whoops, did I just throw that in the water? I meant to put that on the shore next to the water. In the hands of a DM who likes to generate his own content, her own content, whatever, um, their own content. This book is would be okay, uh, but as it is written, it's not good, and it makes no sense. Uh, and so you end up with this weird story that makes zero sense. No matter how you play it out, it makes zero sense. And because the DM is expected to fill in all the parts that turn it into a story. Uh, but if you're buying an adventure, you don't necessarily want to do the work yourself, right? The idea is you purchase this adventure, and so you want to play through this adventure. Now, I like to make my own adventures when I DM a campaign, and so I've never. That's not true. That's a lie. I was gonna say I've never played through one of the adventures, but that's not true. I did play through most of Phandelver, the starter kit, as a DM, but that group decided they didn't want to play anymore because every decision turned into a long discussion of what everybody should do, and so nobody was being allowed to just play. There's no way if I even do find a village out here that it's close enough to matter. There's a lot of light going on over here. I'm gonna go check this out, and then I'm gonna head back home. I will just, I guess, try to cure some zombies. Oh, it's a lava pool. I thought those were torches. They're not. They're just yellow flowers lit up in lava light. And so, what I mean by the adventure didn't make any sense was, and this is bizarre to me, but the book is laid out. Okay, this part is not bizarre to me. The book is laid out so that you pick a season: spring, winter, fall, summer. I couldn't remember what the seasons were. And did I see light? Does this tunnel go all the way through here? I'm curious to go all the way through here. Oh, no, it doesn't. Oh, it might. Look at that. That's crazy. A natural tunnel all the way through this mountain. Does anybody see my portal? Because I don't know where I'm at now. This is what happens when I come out here. I get lost. Oh, this is cool looking. It's like a little lagoon. And so, uh, so my DM picks spring, and so the book says there's a huge gang war going on in the city, and so the different gangs or the different factions are fighting each other for control of over rumors of the massive embezzled fortune, and it's massive. It's a I believe you can purchase or you can rent a house for a year in D&D in the books for like 350 gold coins, and this is 500,000 gold coins. So it's like a gold a day to rent a house, and this is 500,000 gold. So you could rent a house for 500,000 days, and so that's a lot, and that's all cool and everything. But then there's torches here. I can never find my way back because I get my directions turned around. I know my portal is on the mountain near gravel because that's why it's here. It's on it's on the gravelly slopes. And but so my DM, you pick spring. Spring means Xanathar. Xanathar is the um, Xanathar runs the illegal side of things for the city. And So in the book, Xanathar is actually one of the first groups you run into fighting over this thing. So the very first quest, right out of the gate, is involves Xanathar, and and then and then after that, uh, none of the rest of the book mentions Xanathar until the very end. And so there's like whole sections of the book, and all they talk about is the Zentarum, which is a different organization. And so everything you do involves those guys. And then at the very end of the book, you run 8 out of 10 levels, and they go in order according to which boss you chose. And so at that point, Xanathar shows back up. Um, but that's chapter 5. And so chapter 1 has Xanathar in it. 2, 3, and 4 do not have Xanathar in it, even though he's supposed to be the guy we are competing against for this thing. And it's not that there's things in there that say, hey, this is when Xanathar is supposed to do this, or this is when Jaraxel does this, which is one of the other bad guys you could choose, or this is when Manshoon does something, or I don't remember who the bad guys are. Asmodeus, I think, the Demon Prince, is one of the bad guy possibilities. No, it doesn't say anything like that. It's just got these really weird, random, short snippets that are like, your people need to go to the top of a mountain and talk to a hermit and bring the report back. And so it's got nothing to do with anything, and it just doesn't make any sense. And I mean, it's not even like they need to go talk to this hermit. And if you have chosen Xanathar as the bad guy, this is the message you give them. If Asmodeus is your bad guy, this is the message you give them, right? It doesn't tie into anything. It's just a message that you don't understand, and it doesn't mean anything, and you give it to someone who has next to nothing to do with you in the book. I mean, you get quests from them, but they're quests like that. Go talk to a dragon who's swimming in the bay. And the dragon is like, ooh, I found some treasure. Help me get the treasure out of this ship. And so you swim down and you get treasure out of the ship. And that is that quest. And you're like, what does that have to do with finding this embezzled money? I don't understand. What does it have to do with Xanathar, who was the bad guy our DM chose to be our bad guy, who only showed up at the beginning and the end of the whole thing? And it's not just his fault. I mean, it is partially his fault. It's probably mostly his fault. But the book does not tie them together. And so of the ones I've played, none of them do a particularly great job of leading you from beginning to end. The starter quest is okay, although it suffers some of the same issues. And to me, the biggest issue with it, I can't believe I can't find a village. This is a long way to travel and not see a village. I know I kind of was looking for my way home. Oh, there's a village. I found a village. I don't remember if there's anybody here or not. I think I closed off the doors so there'd be villagers. but I might not have. This probably isn't a new village. This is not a new spawn village. This is a village I have seen. Um, I think. And okay, there is a villager here. But do you count? That's the thing. Like, don't nod your head at me. Look, I can't click on him. He's a nothing. He won't trade with me. What? What is that? Don't they have jobs now? Like, do I have to give them their jobs now? I honestly don't know. That's the problem. Is I don't know. I can't click on any of them because they're not real. I guess if I could bring them back, um, maybe I could breed them and get new villagers. I don't even know how to breed villagers. I've never done that. Um, okay, guys, I'll tell you what. I am going to not be able to do anything because I didn't bring the right stuff with me. This is what I'm going to do, though. I am going to open a notepad, and I am going to write down the coordinates for this place. Negative 459. Negative 2000. Okay. Well, 2015, but, close enough. Alright, so we got that, and I guess I will leave and come back. So I believe my base is actually on the 500 mark, negative 500 mark. So my base must be in this direction. And then I will nether portal back here, and I will try to snag me a couple of villagers for the purposes of breeding back at my base, which I don't know how to do. But maybe I can figure out for next time. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know why they write them that way. It's bizarre to me not to have an adventure that you purchase and it just now there are different kinds of books, so I'm not saying they should all be like that because there are what they call source books, and the source books tell you like the rules, or they're the source book that tells you all about the world of that. You know what? I totally screwed that up. That was on me. There we go. Really? And and so, or like the world of Eberron, or Guide to Ravinka, or something like that. Like those just tell you about the world so that you can set your game in that world. Um, but yeah, I would think an adventure would walk you through the the it's like they give you the starter, and then after you've got the starter, oh well, that's unfortunate. I done dug myself into a pool of water, and it's like they give you the beginning, and then they don't know what to do in the middle, and so they just give you a bunch of random things you can do, and then and then after you do those random things, then they're like, oh yeah, we had a storyline, right? We should probably get back on that. And they're all kind of like that. The trick though is that some of them are like super amounts of like I think the one book runs you from first level through 11 or 12, and so that's a lot of wandering around in the middle trying to figure out what to do. And um and so yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Now I feel like because I do like to make my own worlds, I could take something like Dragon Heist, which is the one we just finished, and you know, read through the adventure. Well, I mean now I've played through it, but read through the adventure, and then you could definitely manipulate it, what's in there, to turn it into a cohesive storyline. It's in there. It's just not written in there. And I one example um, is the first time we dealt with Xanathar, we found out that he had this thing called a mind flare, and it left a mind eater. I forget what those guys are called, but it left a little monster that eats your brain behind, and when it eats out your brain, it takes over your body. And so then later on, we actually did a quest where the guy had his brain eaten out by one of those things, and like that totally would tie in. And I tried to get our DM to tie it in, and I was like, oh, we should inform the woman who sent us that we've already seen this before when we dealt with Xanathar, and maybe this has something to do with Xanathar, because at that point he had already told us that Xanathar was going to be our main boss, but Xanathar never showed up. Like, I'm not saying Xanathar should have showed up, but we never saw any of his henchmen either. Like, we never got death threats or anything like that. But so yeah, no, he wouldn't bite. He because it doesn't say in the book. It doesn't say in the book that that ties in to Xanathar. And as I read through the book, trying to figure out what should have happened, I'm like, oh yeah, this thing is not doesn't do any of that. But a lot of the very last quests you do seem like they would tie you in. And so like he made us do one quest where we were supposed to uh, yeah, I got to talk about that too. I know we're like at the end of the video, but I'm terrible at ending on time anyways. So we did this thing where he wanted us to go to a party and figure out if anybody there was a dark elf. And so Jaraxel is one of the bosses. He's a dark elf. And so that was the point of that quest in the book, was to tie it into Jaraxel. But Jaraxel wasn't our boss. He just wanted us to see the other bosses. I don't know how that helped us at all, but yeah. And so there's stuff in there that acts like it wants to tie in together. Hey, look at, I was so right. There's a bee. Hey, bee, what you doing out here? Where do you live? Shouldn't you be at my house? This is old spawn. There aren't beehives out there. Why are you out here and not at my base? This is a long way from my beehives. I mean, that's my wheat field that's not done because I don't spend the time on here to let wheat grow. This is one of my factories that I built. Yeah. But yeah, so next time I plan on uh, we can hit where my gravel. I just saw all those creepers over there. We can hit where my gravel comes out, I think, and that should be pretty close to this village, maybe. You know, if I could get a villager zombie, I could start the process here as well. I was like, what is that blue stuff? That's the top of one of those trees. So, the one thing, what I wanted to talk about real quick before we end with that campaign is the other thing that's bizarre to me is that they don't take into account the makeup of your class, and so that's something that the DM needs to tweak, and ours doesn't. And so this go to a party and try to figure out who the dark elf is great if you have the people to do that. We had a thief, a fighter, uh, a bard that specializes in sword fighting, and a tinkerer who makes robots to fight. And so the problem is that none of those are helpful when you're trying to figure out who somebody is. Whoa, my my calculator just came up, filled my entire second screen, which is a 65-inch television. All right, so 459 divided by 8, I believe. So that's a 58, negative 58, negative 58, and 2000, which is really 2015. So let's go ahead and put the 15 in there. 2015 divided by 8 is negative 251. All right, so I am at 22, so that's the wrong direction. And, yep, okay. So I need to go back this way. Oh, look, I even have a little tunnel here. And so that quest to me sucked because we did not um, we did not have the skills necessarily to solve that. It oh shoot. You know why I said it was negative 58? I don't know where I think I'm going here. So negative 58. Also, I did not bring supplies to make another portal. Um, but and so that quest just so irritated me, and because we didn't have it, we didn't have detect magic, we didn't have um, anything like that. We didn't have someone who specializes in intuition. We didn't have a cleric who could detect good or evil, or a paladin or anything like that. Nothing. We had nothing. And he's like, "Oh, you guys will like to be at a party." No, we're fighters. In fact, we did very little fighting that whole campaign. We made fighters. He told us it would be tough with a lot of fights. And we did none of that. Um, and so it was yeah. And then one more thing. At the end of the campaign, you have to go into this vault underground. And so we got in the vault, and then every door was locked with magic, and we didn't have someone who could open the magic. And so I'm like, I don't know what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to just leave? Because I already tried to get somebody else to do this. I told them, if this is the city's money and it's been embezzled, then shouldn't we shouldn't we be letting the city collect their own missing money? I don't understand why we're the ones in charge of getting their missing money back to them, you know? And uh, and he wouldn't send anybody with us. Um, oh, there you go. And so yeah, it was just he's finally like, you know what? I'll just say it just takes your guys extra time to open these doors. And not that you just can't open them because we failed our rolls. You had to roll a 21 with level 5 characters, which means at best, you're getting like a +8 to your roll. And we don't roll the best. And so, I mean, we don't roll poorly. We win, obviously, or else I'd be talking about a TPK, total party kill. Um, but we don't roll the best a lot, and so we're not very stealthy or anything like that. We always getting caught. Every time we talk to someone, our DM makes us fight them anyways. And so I mean that's super annoying. And then he yells at us for not for not trying the diplomatic approach. He says a lot. And we're like, what are you talking about? We just try to talk to that guy. He immediately attacks us. We try to talk to the previous guy, immediately attacked us. At what point do you think diplomacy is going to work? Because we've been trying. But yeah, and so it's just it's not it's an interesting thing for a DM who can't improvise, or who won't improvise, and then he threatens us with it. Like, well, you guys want me to improvise things? Yeah, a little bit, man. Uh, at least try to tailor the adventure closer to what we do. Alright, let's see how this works. And then we'll call it here. But, yeah, so we finished that. We're going to start the next one. Oh, nice. Right on top of the hill, looking down over the village. So there we go. There's my villager thingy. I've never done this before, so I don't know what I'm doing. So now I've got to put down rails, I guess. Um, oops. So I need to put down rails and powered rails to cart them back to uh, my base. At least my base, my portal empties into my base, right? So, oh yeah, see, and then they can just come right around the corner here, and I'll tear this down so that they just take a ride, and then I can somehow dump them out here and push them through the portal. If I can remember a week away, which seems like a million years, what I was trying to do. But yeah, I'm not saying don't play D&D. I'm just saying be careful if you think you're going to be able to buy an adventure book from them and just play through it, because they don't work that way. Not even the starter guides or the starter kit that I played. I haven't played all the starter kits. There's like 3 of them now. The one we played was the Lost Mines of Phandelver, and that one starts with a quest that takes you to a small village, and then there's a lot of middle stuff that don't really have anything to do with the quest, the main quest, and I don't know why you write your stuff that way, um, because you can't. I don't know. I think you could, um, uh, but my DM does not award XP for anything but kills, and then he doesn't let us fight because he doesn't want us to go up levels. Because when you go up levels, then you get more powerful, and if you're more powerful, then you possibly have an easier time of killing the monsters. And so he thinks it's better if we just never level and never fight. Um, and so, um, but you get all these middle quests that possibly involve fighting, and then he does stuff like for example, one last example. For example, um, there was a quest in the Curse of Strahd, which is this big campaign, the one that runs you from like level 1 to level 11. There's a million tons of wandering around in the middle and not knowing what to do because the book does not walk you through a storyline. It just has a bunch of quests. And there's a starter storyline and an ending storyline, sort of. But everything in the middle is like, it sort of ties into the beginning and the end, but nah, whatever. And so, one of the things that happened to us was we were told to go take out these werewolves because it's a Dracula-esque storyline, and so we were supposed to go clear out this den of werewolves. Now, in the book, usually dungeons are handled one room at a time, and this is one of those instances where we nearly died because not only did he decide to sick us with all the rooms of werewolves at once, but we also got hit by the might show up when they're done investigating the den group of werewolves. And then on top of that, he throws in a group of vampires who are coming to kill us for the fun of it and have nothing to do with what we were doing and aren't actually in the book. And then when we kill everything and we get massive amounts of XP because he did it wrong, well, it's not wrong. It's not wrong. I have no problem fighting big, massive things. The problem comes when you say, we should get all the XP for what we've killed and we should go up our levels. And then he'll say, but the book says. And then I'm like, you didn't follow the book in what we just did. So you can't say the book says this is how much XP you're supposed to get. Meanwhile, you had us fight 3 times as much as what the book said we were supposed to fight. Because that's not fair in a game where numbers matter. And so we have to dump all of our supplies, all of our special abilities, all of our magic items that are like single uses trying to stay alive in this stuff, and then you don't award us with the extra stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of that with my DM. And so yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We got a new one starting Wednesday. I'm sure it's gonna be just as fun as the last couple. So, all right, with that, click like you like, subscribe, and catch the next one. I'll talk to you later.